Every day, we are surrounded by people who dare to live life creatively. I am blessed to know sculptors, painters, poets, actors, illustrators, and out of the box thinkers who inspire me every day. Above all, I think a healthy mindset is perhaps more important than the physical tools we use to create. When I talk to creatives, I often find certain commonalities. I've found that a lot of creatives put up walls, keeping them from pushing to their full potential. Boundaries like fear of failure and feeling like your work won't measure up or make a difference. What if we could take these thoughts and transform them into opportunities for growth? Despite being so connected all of the time, I feel like it is difficult to talk about what holds us back. I want to start a conversation. I started this project to create a space to share our experiences and advice so we can work together to break down our walls.
I don't know. For me, I think success is something internal. It's something you carry with you that's about your happiness. It doesn't have anything to do with what car you drive, what your status is at work. I believe that anyone in any occupation can have the same level of success.
I define success as little milestones. I have a few different little milestones that I hope to achieve, and then an overall giant goal that I'm chipping towards with these stepping stones as little success markers. I would feel successful once I completed those or made progress toward those. If I feel stagnant, it's not really, I don't feel any momentum towards it. It's a little bit of a double-edged sword. I feel that often I am motivated by other people's successes and it does inspire me to do more. However, if I'm not in the right headspace, it can actually hinder me a little bit and cause me to stagnate. It's not always a positive thing, so it's just a measure of how you really feel in that moment and how you let it define you.
Right now, we kind of live in this world where, like, everyone is online, everyone's showing each other their best moments, their highlight reel. That's just the reality of right now. And so it can be really tricky to try not to compare your level of joy, your happiness, your success to other people online. And for me, I had to work really hard on that. It wasn't always easy. For a while, I was like, other photographers, other writers, they're so much better at what I'm trying to do. But at the end of the day, the things that I produce cannot be exactly matched.
So, actually, recently, I was living at home with my parents, working just above minimum wage, and it was very difficult for me to stay motivated. And nonetheless, I still got a wonderful job in Oklahoma City and was able to move down to Norman. And that in itself was a huge victory for me because realistically, I have all these hopes and dreams, and sometimes I kind of doubt myself whether they'll come true. But in that moment, it felt like it was all really worth it. Like I was one huge step closer to actually achieving my goals, going back to school, getting the job I want, and really fulfilling the dream that I do have.
So, a time that I felt like my hard work finally paid off. I had been working on a book and I was working nonstop on this book. It was hard. I wanted to give up. When it came time to finally put it out, I was like, okay, it's showtime. And then I got cold feet. I was like, I can't do it. I was like, I can't share such raw, intense stuff. And the people around me were so sweet, and they were just like, it's worth it, you can do it. And so I went ahead and I put it out, and this girl, she was like, it's on my nightstand, and I read it when I need to feel better and I need hope. And I was just like, that's all I ever wanted. Like, that's the moment that I knew, like, this was worth everything I went through. What a fruitful moment. It felt so good. A time for me when I felt like giving up was right after I started college. I was struggling with my depression pretty bad, and so I was being put on antidepressants. And you have to kind of let those run their course to figure out if they're working. So over and over again, I was exhausting all of these different medications, and nothing was working. And it felt futile. It felt like I was just stuck, like I couldn't move forward with my health.
There was a time whenever everything felt like it was not even worthwhile. I was extremely, extremely depressed. I was in an unhappy relationship. I was taking classes. I had to drop classes because it wasn't working with my schedule. I couldn't get a second job to make things work and balance going back to school. And so everything just felt like it was worthless. Nothing was going my way. Everything kept messing up. It was hard, but it still takes time and perseverance. And when you get in the right mindset, when you really shift and analyze yourself, you can come out of this, and you can come out of anything and feel better and feel like you can progress, and doors will open like you wouldn't believe once you shift that mindset.
I mean, it sucks. Failure sucks, but I still view it as a good thing. It means that I tried something that I wasn't sure if I could do it. I feel like it helps you hone your craft. So if you're working on a painting or you're writing a book, critique and failure kind of help build this beautiful thing in the end. I've never really seen failure as a super bad thing. It just means that I put my foot forward and was like, okay, I'm going to try it and hopefully it works. If it doesn't, I get to do it again. So yeah, I don't know. Failure is a good thing to me.
Failure to me is really hard to process. Nobody likes not progressing. Nobody likes being told that what they did was wrong. But once you process your feelings on, okay, so maybe I didn't do this right, it's a lot better, and it can be looked at as an opportunity. You can see where you went wrong, and you can reassess your situation where you can make progress. So failure isn't always a bad thing. I know it feels like it's bad, but it's not always a bad thing. You know, the old saying of Thomas Edison, he didn't fail 10,000 times. He figured out 10,000 ways how not to make a light bulb, and that's really good perspective on how to view that. So, yeah. You can literally change everything in your life with just some introspection, some questions, and really reaching out to people. It's amazing how much your life can change when you get excited about what you're passionate about and try to figure out ways to make that happen.
Even though it's hard, don't let it stop you from waiting till tomorrow. There's so many surprises around the corner that you can't expect.
If you feel like you don't make an impact, if you feel like nothing's worth it, if you feel like everything in the world is just telling you no, rise to the challenge. You can rise above it. You can overcome anything. I know that sounds overplayed, but it's true. Seriously, once you shift your mindset, get a little introspective in a healthy way, and really think about what you can do. Consult people, find mentors, find people with similar interests. Talk with people to see how you can advance your own success or make an impact in your community, your life, your world, your family. Because you can do it. You can. I promise.
they say that silly saying about, I mean, you can't have rainbows without rain. They're not wrong. It's just a thing. And so I feel like if you're struggling, if you're going through it, you're not alone. You're not doing it by yourself. If you need help, there are people who can help you. But in the meantime, don't give up. Keep looking for little surprises, golden nuggets, those random silver linings. They start to add up and they help you hold on until it gets better.